It's the finale of the Arenalacrosseleague regular season, and when it's all said and done, next week's playoff matchups will be set. We are here at the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena on the Six Nations of the Grand River Reservation for a matchup between the Snipers and the Riverwolves. Lance Wynn working alongside JVI Productions. Officials for today's game, Joel Furman is the crew chief. He's working with Mark Sandman Sands and Brad Fennell. Starting goaltenders for the Snipers, it'll be Dusty Hill. Comes in with a record of 4-3. His goals against just over 12. And for Six Nations, it'll be Chase Cosgrove. For Paris, 4-3 record, a 12.57 goals against average. And we will get to the playoff picture soon, get you caught up on everything that's happened, as this is the last game of the regular season for 2023-24. And does it mean anything for Paris? No, they will be fixed in their spot. The Six Nations Snipers, red hot, riding a winning streak and come flying right off that opening faceoff with a couple of chances. They have a chance to move from 7th to 6th, which would change their playoff game from a Friday night in Brampton to a Saturday in Oshawa. We'll get to that, but in the meantime, between time, wasting no time, and the Riverwolves will respond the other way with Marley Angus. Angus with Alex Q. Q shot stopped by Dusty Hill, and you can see both teams are going to try and work on just sharpening up some things, getting prepped for the playoffs. Again, with the Arenalacrosseleague playoff format, it's a one and done, so you have to win to stay alive. There are no series. Coming into this one looking offensively, Josh Miller looking inside, and a chance there from Ross Hill, and on the doorstep was Brett Longboat, but crease violation. And now Hunter Agus will try to leg it up over the timeline. He'll elude Longboat, bounce off Thunderhill, and set it up with Josh Rex. Just underway here at the ILA. Kyle Dawson looks to corral that loose ball. He's chased out, swinging around. Noah Simonelli and Agus. Agus playing some offense. He tried that short side. Came up short. Tyler Brown. Shot stop. Dusty Hill. Rebound, Dusty Hill. Oh, the Hill. Closing the door. Dusty Bottles standing tall early on here as he is tested 3 times in that sequence. Mike McLaughlin will work it up. Ty Argent missed last week's game. And a big win for the Snipers back in that lineup on that left side. And an interference call will give a chance here for Dari Newbro. And Newbro, a dangerous transition player. He'll work it. They'll set it up with Eric Lemaire on the right side. He's out there with Davis Prince. Looking inside, fakes that. Curtis Woodland, one of the leading scorers on the team, out there on the left. Looking for that top corner was Lemaire, but Dusty Hill closed that off with a good armpit save, and here come the Snipers now the other way. Argent, he's going to leg it over the timeline. He's working with Thunderhill on that left side. Wes Whitlow out there on the right, coming off his best game of the season. Miller. No reset on the, sorry, there was a reset, so Whitlow's going to have to battle for it with Q. Miller battling as well. Him and Q on that far boards mutual zone. Whitlow, beauty, nifty pickup. Thunderhill sizing it up, sends it over. Shot by Josh Miller. Rebound, break, save there by Cosgrove. So Chase Cosgrove doing his job between the pipes. Good job by the Snipers and Argent to get a fresh 30 now to work with. Thunderhill changes the angle, missed the short side. That's going to go up into the Paris bench. Possession will belong to the Riverwolves. Just over 12 minutes to play here, opening quarter. And Simonelli driving in. Dawson working his wrong stick side. They'll swing it around. Durston out there as well as that pass from downtown Tyler Brown. First game against his former team, Tyler Brown. And that shot, Dusty Hill. Quick outlet pass, looking for Oakley Thomas. That goes off the head, and Thomas not able to corral it. Good job countering the other way by McConvey. Paris will set things up now with the Prince. Quick swing around. Woodland splits 2 defenders. Good late stick check by Thomas. Put the kibosh on that, and now Stotts Great job on the loose ball. Has a man filtering through the middle. Another man on the other side. Jordan Mike. Mike shot top corner. How about Jordan Mike? In transition. Buries the underhand. 1-0 Snipers. Well, I say it's been a while since we put a check mark on Jordan Mike, who usually a defensive specialist. But in the final regular season of the game, he picks up his first goal of the season, and congrats on that to Mr. Mike. Look at these coaching stats, of course, for the Six Nations Snipers at Sugihara. He has been a demon off the draw, and he comes one more time. Kenori Sugihara, one of the underrated players, and Jordan Mike picked up his first, while Sugihara just picked up his second. 2-0 Snipers. You look at the Snipers, of course, led by head coach Darcy Palace, his assistants Vince Longboat and Nick Skye. They have done another outstanding job. Snipers struggled to get their first win, but have since put together 3 straight, and you got to figure they're going to want to keep things rolling in that same direction. Ty Argent isolated on that left side. Dipsy Doodle waits late. Thunderhill, wrong stick side. That shot misses the mark. Argent goes airborne, picks it up, ducks back in. Argent off the crossbar. Beauty move by Ty Argent. Just couldn't finish, picked up the iron, and now the Riverwolves counter the other way. Angus. Paris, of course, has been missing Marley Angus for a couple of games. Alex Q for a couple of games, so guys are going to get sharp and set for their first round playoff matchup here. Tyler Brown at the top, swinging around, 6 on the shot clock, working it down to the captain, Thunderhill, with the theft. And that runs in the family, no doubt, and he'll work it up to Nick Negro. They'll set it up. You talk about Paris, of course, led by their head coach and Jamie Dubrick in his 7th season. Dubrick's assistant, of course, Chris Driscoll. And they have put together one of their finest seasons so far in the Arenalacrosseleague. Of course, this season number 7 hasn't been a repeat champion yet. Danton Miller right on. Good save by Cosgrove. Loose. Fishing around for it. Miller going to pick it up. And too much hands-on will give possession to Paris as they will move it up. And you look at Paris, loses a 3 straight. Certainly not concerned about coming in here now and spending all the energy. As Big Andy Campbell has been playing some great lacrosse lately, but Dusty Hill comes up with a big save. Mitch Zulian, coming off his best game of the year last week, moves it up, and he'll work with Vern Hill. Swing around. So Vern, Thunder, Ross, 3 brothers, of course, working out there now, and it's the Thunder. From way out, looking for the duck in, and had Zulian, but couldn't get it cleanly. Zulian's going to retreat, and through the crease will give possession back to Paris with just under 9 minutes to play here, opening quarter. The Prince, he'll look, set things up. Filtering out late is Rex. They'll work the 2-man game. Prince going to lean in, take something from Vradenberg, and move it around to the captain, Dawson. Dawson inside. Durston had it pop out of his stick, and now it's going to be Chandler Allen working the other way. Working up with Vradenberg. Vradenberg has a man, puts on the brakes. Didn't see a man over there wide open, and he was on his wrong stick side and looked like he may have had Josh Miller, but wasn't able to find him. They'll set things up now with Argent. 10 on the shot clock. Longboat heads up. He can tee from any quick shot. Stopped by Cosgrove. Angus now will pick it up. He'll move it up over the timeline for the Riverwolves. Q has the step, and if you give him that, boy, I tell you, he will blow by you in the blink of an eye, and that's going to be a late hit as Q was hit while he was airborne. So the first penalty of the game, you can argue it all you want, but it is going to go to Ty Argent and the Snipers. Not sure what the argument's going to be from Argent, but it's going to fall on deaf ears when you look at the Paris power play. They come in working at a 43% efficiency rate. The penalty kill for the Snipers, 42%. So on paper, this could go 50-50 either way as Simonelli out there. He'll be working with Woodland, who will look down low. Dawson tried to pop that in the far side. Dusty Hill read it. And now Vern Hill's going to try to run under this one. He's got Wes Whitlow with him. Vern Hill takes a hit, and he didn't have full possession, but it touched the ball, so that's what made that hit legal. And now they'll look back up, and it's the Prince. So Paris to work on the power play here with 1.5 minutes to go in the man advantage. We're under 7.5 minutes here, quarter number one. Woodland and Simonelli. That one's picked off, and here comes Zulian. He's got Oakley Thomas with him. Zulian puts on the Jets. Zulian, flip over. Thomas squeaks in. The Snipers jump ahead 3-0. Well, I tell you, it may not have been a textbook example of the way you run a fast break, but without a doubt, the end result is what it's all about, and a good job by Oakley Thomas. Good work by Zulian to slow up a bit and let Oakley Thomas catch up. Got him the ball, and he squeaked that one by Cosgrove in the far corner. Thomas with his third goal of the season, and Sugihara again off the draw. And I think teams, if you follow the Arena Lacrosse League, teams that have a draw man who is dominant and who is willing to attack, be aggressive on the offensive attack. Boy, those teams, Mitch Gustafson, certainly one of them. Sugihara, another one. These are guys who take it right to the house, and with authority is that shot right on by Ross Hill. Sorry, that's Josh Miller. And now Paris will set it up here as we are at the 6.5 minute mark. Just 30 seconds left in the man advantage. Andy Campbell out there now. Angus on the left side. Woodland at the top. Simonelli and Prince on the right side. They'll work it back to the left. Campbell will lean in on McLaughlin and zip that off. I don't think Prince meant to save it, but he did. Simonelli, point blank. Shot. It's wide of the mark. That's going to go up and off the glass, stay in play. Vradenburg's going to jump all over it. Vradenburg now with 1-2 to beat, but Ben Wittich jumps in the rush, and he squeaks one through on Cosgrove. Ben Wittich in full flight picks up his 4th of the season, and the Snipers pick up a shorthanded marker, jump ahead 4-0. So this is where you have to be leery if you're Coach Dubrick and company. You don't want, you knew coming in that you couldn't change where you are in the standings, but you can certainly want your team flow in the right direction heading into the playoffs, in which we will get to in our first officials timeout. Off the draw, Negro does a good job to peel out. He'll give way to Oakley Thomas. Penalty over, teams back to 5 aside. We are under 6 minutes to go opening quarter. Whitlow flips it over, hands are on him. Thunderhill looking for some room, goes to the bounce, right on. Cosgrove stopped that. He'll look for an outlet. He's got Angus almost picked off, though. Good job by Thunderhill to slow it up, but now trailing late. Dawson, give and go with Angus. 5 holes stopped, though, by Dusty. Outlet pass looking for Jordan Mike on the run, and he will scoop that ball up in the offensive end. And he'll teeter around center, get it over, and he'll work it back to Stotts. Stotts with Danton Miller. Miller tried to go upstairs, couldn't find the mark. Josh Miller now with the carom. 10 on the shot clock. Whitlow filters late. That one got deflected and will stay in play. And Q now wanted to pick it up and go. Instead, he'll let the clock expire, and we're under 5 minutes now. Q will set it up. So you want to sharpen some things up if you're Paris for sure, as they're off to a slow start. But I'm not quite sure Paris off to a slow start between the goaltending of Dusty Hill and how about Andy Campbell picking up his own rebound and bulging that top corner for the first time here today. So Paris on the board with Campbell's 15th of the season. Makes it a 4-1 game, and I think we're going to wait for a first stoppage for our officials' timeout. As of right now, we are going to roll on. Don't do it usually after goals. Wittich off the draw. So Sugihara one more time doing his thing, and That certainly would be a good matchup. Gustafson and Sugihara. We'll see that. That could potentially happen come playoff time. We'll set the whole playoff picture for you in the first break as that shot, Cosgrove steered aside, and Thunderhill was right on the doorstep, just couldn't handle that rebound and handcuffed him. And now looking for something is Ross Hill. Working to Brother Thunder. Thunder now, they'll work the two-man game, looking inside to Argent. That ball played nicely as good job by Thunderhill to come away with it now. Fakes, dumps it off, was looking inside to Ross Hill. And now Paris comes away with it. Now Q. Q's going to have one man to beat here, and Q's a handful. He'll lean in. Good defense there by Negro. But McConvey, what a save by Dusty Hill. Got some help from his friend Oakley Thomas, kept that from going over the line. Jordan Mike now in the offensive end for the Snipers. We're at 3.5 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Dan Miller tried to use a defender as a screen. That one caroms up. Argent will bail him out. Swinging around to Miller, no reset. Looking with 10 on the shot clock. Give and go to Whitlow. Whitlow has a stick all locked up in there, and Cosgrove now with an outlet pass will send away the Riverwolves. Dawson Brown has Woodland. Another 2 shots point blank stopped by Dusty Bottles, and here comes Mike McLaughlin on the move. Has Hess with him. Trailer, Josh Miller lets it go. Stopped by Cosgrove. Cosgrove now will look for an outlet pass. End to end we go as Malcolm Ford now in the lineup. He'll flip and retreat. And of course, like to say hello to his parents. I'm sure locked watching at home when this game becomes available. And Josh Rex getting harassed hard by Vredenberg. This defense in the first quarter, the best the Snipers have played all year. That shot, Dusty Hill, save there. He'll look to move it up. Burnhill now. One quick pass into the offensive end of Brother Thunder now, and they'll set it up. We have had a fast-paced opening 15 minutes here at the ILA as these two teams battle. Can't change anything for Paris, but certainly can for the Snipers. Whitlow and Cosgrove. Whitlow with a good little bump, almost pocketed that while Cosgrove was drifting, and now Q. He's got a head of steam going. Q, this is going to be a handful for Longboat, and a great save by Hill. Rebound loose. Tyler Brown flips it up. Lemaire to Q. Woodland shot wide of the mark. That's going to go up and stay in play. Good job by Newbro to keep it in the offensive end. Great work. No reset, though, with 10 on the shot clock. Lemaire. Durston, his shot from way out. Simonelli looking down low. Tyler Brown goes up top. Underhand stop. Gets his own rebound. Fresh 30, no-look pass. Had Simonelli. And that over and back. Picked it up. Thunderhill waited on that beautifully. And with 1:12 to go, and I'm not sure, that might have been inadvertent. No stop there, but that will take us to our officials' timeout and give us a chance to set the playoff picture here as we take a look. Earlier this week, it was the Whitby Steelhawks, winners over Brampton 13-9. Whitby clinches top spot in the Arenalacrosseleague. Yesterday's action, Oswego defeated Peterborough 15-12. Toronto over Oshawa 21-17, which gave Parker Pfeiffer, the Fife Dog, the scoring title in that one. So standings-wise, it finishes Whitby, Brampton, Oshawa, Paris, top 4. Toronto, Peterborough, Six Nations, Oswego. So Toronto is locked in the 5th spot. Oswego locked in the 8th. What's to be determined here? Well, if Six Nations win, they will move up into 6th spot. If they lose, they will remain in the 7th spot. Why does that matter? Well, either you play Friday or Saturday. So Paris cannot move up. Like I said, they will be in the 4th spot. So next week, as of right now, Friday at Brampton Memorial. It'll be Six Nations or Peterborough at Brampton. Saturday at Children's Arena, Six Nations or Peterborough against Oshawa in the first game. Oswego and Whitby already set 5 p.m. game 2. And then right back here Sunday, March 24th, it'll be Toronto against these very Paris Riverwolves. So interesting scenarios as we get set to go again here late in this first quarter. Just over a minute to go. Snipers now with the offensive possession. Shot knocked down as Paris now with a chance in transition. Angus, great grab. Marley Angus robbed, though, by Dusty Hill. Dusty Hill has come to play. We're into the final minute. Quick pass up now to Vern Hill. Vern Hill jumps, wants to encourage the guys to jump in, fill some lanes here. That pass looks like Chayton King, who made an appearance here late. Back the other way, though. Hansor, and that one's taken away by Hill. And a chance now, Mike McLaughlin with 25 seconds left in the quarter. He'll race into the offensive end. See if they call timeout. Nope, they'll play right on and play through it. Whitlow, Zulian. Zulian looking for some room. Goes upstairs. That one off the crossbar. And he has made that a habit. Longboat from right out point blank. That one stuck to Cosgrove, and he's going to keep that. And the first 15 minutes are in the books. 4-1 Snipers. We'll be back with the second. Set to go after the opening quarter. A good one for the Snipers as they lead this one 4-1. You can tell, though, Paris hasn't quite clicked in quite yet as McConvey. Tight coverage on Chandler Allen. He'll swing it out to Andrew Vradenberg, and they'll work the offense now. Going deep in that offensive count. 8 on the shot clock. Argent, no look pass, working to Whitlow. Whitlow tries to duck in, fakes that, gives the shovel to Vradenberg. Great save by Cosgrove on a beauty pass from Whitlow. Now ahead to Q. Q matched up with Vern Hill. Vern Hill's going to need some help from Whitlow for sure there. As Q with a quick spin move. He's on his wrong stick side. He'll work it with the Prince. The Prince goes for the dive. Stopped, though, by Hill. And we're going to see an interference call. And I think it's going to go to Davis Prince. We'll see here who makes that. And it is going to be Davis Prince, so he's going to go for goaltender interference, give the Snipers their first power play opportunity of the game. Come in working at a 43% efficiency rate, and, of course, the penalty kill for Paris, 42%. So these two teams, equal numbers, different as far as standings go. Of course, Snipers come in 4-9, and the Riverwolves 7-6, but same numbers as far as special teams. Longboat, great ball movement, zipped around by the Snipers. Argent, Miller at the top, goes sidearm. Great save by Cosgrove, pops out of the stick of Newbro. Whitlow, no look. Longboat tried his quick stick, and it went across the line. So that's about the third straight goal that has trickled past Cosgrove and in. Longboat picks up the goal. That's his 12th of the season, and the Snipers, 1-for-1 with the man advantage, now hold a 4-goal lead. Good crowd on hand here on this St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Paddy's Day to you. Hopefully you're having something green, or if it happens to be a light gold color, that works as well. Off the draw, Sugihara, surprise, surprise. He'll roll through two and do a good job to keep that ball tight. And there's something that's an invaluable and intangible piece you need to the puzzle if you are the Snipers. Argent has Ross Hill, backdoor cut. Hill, beauty tuck, far side. Ross Hill on the money, and the Snipers add another. Just a good job of disguising, but that was a beauty give-and-go play right there. You saw Ross Hill, he faked, did a good jab step to fake and went backdoor. And a good job to find him, and a better finish, not wasting a whole lot of time on fakes. Went to the quick shot far side on Cosgrove. 6-1 here, off the draw, Zulian. So, of course, next week's playoff action will feature teams with their full lineups. One of the challenges all these coaches have each and every week is players moving up practice rosters, NLL rosters, and other commitments. And that makes each week sometimes a challenge as far as getting your nucleus to the game and getting on the same page. Got to play some games to work together as Q on the run. Sidearm goes up, and it's going to be picked up now by Hess. Hess on his horse. Riley Hess has a chance here. Hess to the bounce, scooped up by Cosgrove, and a quick pass ahead to Q. Gillis, he's going to slow it up now. He'll look and stay out there in offense, working with the Prince. Get it back. Tyler Brown shot stuck right to Dusty Hill. Hill will unload, and Vredenberg's going to have to run this one down, and he will. Malcolm Ford's going to work him over as in comes Big Andy Campbell to lay a little weight on Vredenberg, and they'll set things up with Longboat working over to Whitlow. Under 12 to go here, second quarter. Whitlow with room, underhand right on. And that ball loose and a little too much going on will give possession to Paris. And you got to like the way Whitlow's game has come up nicely in the last couple as he's staying within himself, doing the things right, and more importantly, staying out of the penalty box, which he has no value to his team when he's in there. So good job by Whitlow, and now the Riverwolves looking to do something here with just one goal. They're going to go to Durston, Lemaire. Lemaire gets jumped by Allen, trying to shed him. Quick over, and Dawson, who never usually misses a quick stick opportunity like that, has that go awry, and here comes Argent. Has got Jordan Mike with him, puts on the brakes, ducks back in. Argent has it knocked out of his stick, but it's run down by Thunder. He'll work it over. Dan Miller now will inch his way closer to that dotted circle. Tee it up. Let it go. Cosgrove good save. Rebound. Thunder moves it over. Chayton King. And it rolls through. So fourth goal that has rolled through on Cosgrove. And I say rolled through, meaning he's had a piece of it, just hasn't been able to keep it from going over the line. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that was Josh Hill that finished. And I stand corrected. That's going to be Josh Miller, and it looks like Cosgrove is going to take a breather, and Connor O'Toole is going to come in and take over. And if you're not familiar with the sport of lacrosse, having goaltender change isn't anything out of the norm. It's not like hockey where you'll pull your goalie and usually that's it, he's done for the day. Here, lacrosse, you could get pulled in a quarter and you're back a quarter later, depending on what transpires, so you always have to be ready. 7-1 the lead for the Snipers. Sugihara won the draw, threw it away. Brown going to try to help him, but it's Ben Wittich that comes away with it. Wittich now. And that's an 8-second count. So Newbro will take over on time. And Paris now will move it up with Woodland. So you got to figure Paris is certainly going to want to at least get a bit of a flow going here as they've struggled early on. Woodland, who's been quiet, his shot wide of the mark. Brown, rebound, wrong stick side. Simonelli has Prince down low. Davis Prince. The Prince goes to the bounce wide of the mark. Wittich going to run under this one, and he's going to go. Wittich over the timeline now. Doesn't have numbers, but he'll give it up, and Ross Hill now Thunder will tiptoe into some open space, set it up with Ross Hill. He zips it across. Argent, Whitlow in traffic, trying to get it back, but McConvey swiped it, and a good job ahead to Agus. Agus to Lemaire, give and go. Agus stopped in his tracks by Vredenberg. He's going to have to pop back out, and the Riverwolves will reset the offense. So Lemaire isolated on Vern Hill, Lemaire goes down, gets back up, splits two, on the run, but couldn't get a whole lot on. It was partially deflected. Dusty Hill now will look for an outlet, and he sees Stotts wide open in the offensive end. Durston on Vern Hill. Hill two-hopper to Chayton King. They'll set it up with Stotts. He'll stay out there on offense. Stotts looking for an opening and looking down low was trying to find Chayton King. They couldn't connect. And O'Toole now will work it up. They got to hurry and just in time. So Cosgrove has come in. Tyler Brown and had Davis Prince, but couldn't get it to him as he was parked right on that crease. And now it's Hess again. Hess, second breakaway, stopped this time by O'Toole. Thunderhill, good one-handed grab. He's going to elude a defender, set it right back up. And now looking for an opening is Josh Miller. Miller sends it to the Thunder. He goes to the underhand. Rebound. Miller had it. Danton Miller had it pop out of his stick. And now it's Q. Under 8.5 to go here in the second. Q, backdoor. Kick out. Newbro. Newbro from point blank. Stopped by Dusty Hill. Dusty Hill has been a wall so far. Transition opportunity now for the Snipers. Brett Longboat, backdoor. Gets it. Brett Longboat. Short boat. Rowboat in the back of the net. 8-1 for the Snipers. Longboat making a living out of that back door. Picks up his second of the game. He's got 13 on the season, and just like we said, so just a little taste for O'Toole, and Cosgrove will head back between the pipes for the Riverwolves. And if you take a look at the opening two quarters, well, a quarter and a bit, you can't really look at the Paris goaltending as being the issue here. They just haven't been able to find the mark. A lot of shots wide, point blank. They haven't been able to get them on target. And when they have got it on target, Dusty Hill has closed the door and been terrific. So a combination of things. The reason why Paris has only scored once. And now the Snipers with a chance to add to their lead. Whitlow gets a screen from Ross Hill, flips it back. Ross Hill underhand, right off the melon, stopped by Cosgrove. Outlet will send away Newbro. Newbro will wait on it, pick it up. Newbro, and he's stopped by Dusty Hill. Davis Prince battling for it, comes away with it. Had it momentarily, lost it, had it, lost it. Back to the Snipers now, Chandler Allen. Allen. He'll look for a flip-off, and he'll head to the bench. Danton Miller will set things up now. They'll work it to the right side. Josh Miller, half boards, gets the screen from the King, lets it go, and that slips through. So there's a whole lot of slip-sliding going on here in between the pipes in Paris as Cosgrove, again a piece, but nothing doing there. And a good job as Josh Miller picks up another one for the Snipers. So we knew coming into this game that the one thing that head coach Darcy Palace and his assistant Vince Longboat wanted to reiterate was they felt like this was the time their team is finally playing their best lacrosse. And you don't take, even though this game, you finish 6th or 7th, I mean, you could take that with a grain of salt. But the bottom line is how well are you playing going into playoffs? And you want your team playing their best lacrosse. And the Snipers right now are going to be a handful for whoever they meet in the first round. And Wes Whitlow playing within himself. That's a beauty underhand bounce. So when things are working, they're working for the Snipers. Whitlow's first of the game. And it's 10-1. And if you told me before this one started this is where we'd be with 6:47 to play in the first half, I don't know if I'd say anything polite in response, but you'd certainly have to figure that you're just a tad bit off. And certainly here, you look at Paris, you certainly don't want to go into the playoffs with things not working right, and there's going to be some adjustments made. But again, it's 4 quarters to this game, and Thunderhill lets it go, slips through. So I keep repeating myself, but one more time. And this time it's the Thunder that gets the job done. So they say when it rains it pours, and we're going to have another goaltending change, so they'll keep on doing it. O'Toole will come back, and it's 11-1 right now for the Snipers, largest lead they've held this entire season. And you gotta like where they're at heading into next week's playoffs, whether it's in Brampton against Brampton or if they have to match up differently on the Saturday. So they could be at Oshawa, and that would be a dangerous matchup for the Outlaws, coming off a loss to the Toronto Monarchs, defending champs, who have come to life the last half of the season. Whitlow, that one right into the stick of Durston, and a chance now for Q. Q stick tapped at the last second by Mitch Zulian, and there is just no substitute for speed. And with 5:48 to go, that will take us to our officials' timeout. As we get set to resume play here, the Six Nations Snipers have put together certainly their best quarter of the season, working on their best half as they are in control here. 11-1 over the Paris Riverwolves, who have struggled of late, but when you have the amount of talent that Paris has, it's just a matter of time before things start to roll their direction, as Negro will set things up now, and Thunderhill. Wrong stick side, but if you know the Hills, they don't really have a wrong stick side. That pass goes to Argent. Now this is where the Snipers can't get complacent. You have to keep attacking. That one flips up, and Newbro's going to track this one down. He's got Woodland with him. Newbro and Woodland. They got to switch sides, though. They do. Newbro, Woodland, and he can't pocket it cleanly, and that's so far been the way things have gone for Paris this half. Just a little bit off. Mike will give way now, and Ross Hill will work the right side. Hill tried to dipsy doodle, kicked it out. Danton Miller now swing it back to Hill. Hill inside. Argent tried to go over the top, but O'Toole closed that one off. And now here comes McConvey, and he's stopped by Dusty Hill. So we say that the Snipers have potentially put together, as Q with the steal, their best half. Well, Dusty Hill has certainly been the difference here in the opening 30. Andy Campbell, he's going to let that rip. That bullet's wide at the mark. Campbell's going to have to get his own rebound. Takes a crazy hop, battling with Oakley Thomas. And there's some bodies colliding there. Two big guys going at it as Campbell gets moved. Screen as Dawson had to set his feet to set that. And it pops loose. Sugihara, backdoor. Sugihara has Whitlow. Whitlow fakes that. Backhand into Sugihara. Beauty try, but too close as far as proximity goes to make that pass, and now it's Brown. Brown to Brown, Tyler Brown. Backdoor, Simonelli couldn't pocket that one. The Prince battling for it, and McLaughlin's going to come away with it. 3.5 to go here in the second. Radenberg will set things up there as he'll swing it around. They'll work it half boards right side, Josh Miller. Jayton King, he's going to filter his way to that right side. Swinging around to the Thunder. He's going to bring the overhand. Stopped, though, by O'Toole. And now an outlet pass looking for Ford. Malcolm Ford going to have to run this one down. And he will. So a good job there as he'll look inside. Durston didn't have a good angle. He'll curl back around, backhand in. Dawson spins, try to shovel that. That's wide. Simonelli bail him out. Kick over, and that's picked up. It's Zulian. Mitch Zulian in alone. And he rings it off the post. So Mitch Zulian off the crossbar once, off the post once here in his first half, and maybe he had too much time to think about that one. Ford looking inside. Pass. What a save by Dusty Hill. Goodness. That was unbelievable as Dusty Hill has continued to put a wall up between the 4x4 here at the ILA. Looking down low. Longboat. Kicks it back out. Ross Hill tried to dipsy doodle, ran right into Scott. Argent, point blank, knocked down by McConvey. Race for it. Great pickup by Argent. 5 on the shot clock. Miller's going to have to let it go. He does this time. No trickle through as O'Toole keeps the basket there, and Paris now. You got to figure if you're the Riverwolves under 2 minutes to go, you're going to want to get at least another one here. They have had numerous opportunities in the last 5 minutes, but Dusty Hill has not been very giving, and he isn't anymore. Fresh clock, though, for the Riverwolves as Dusty Hill has just been outstanding again. Hill with another good save. So call him what you want, but just make sure you call him. Dusty Hill right now is the man. Miller will work it on the half boards. He'll look for someone, nothing doing, swing back around, looking for McLaughlin. McLaughlin has got Whitlow down low, didn't see him, swings it out. Dan Miller bounces off Ford. Ford stays with him, zipped across. Good defense, though, by the Riverwolves as they battle. Shot clock is going to tick down. So for the first time, a good defensive hole by the by the Riverwolves, and they'll work it up now as we're into the final minute here of the first half. Brown. Of course, Brown traded at the deadline from the Snipers to the Riverwolves, and Simonelli steps into one, gets his own rebound, kick out Woodland, swing around. Everyone's watching the paint dry, and Malcolm Ford gathers that loose ball. Ford out there playing some offense. Woodland lets it go. Dusty Hill position perfect to make the save. He'll send away Allen. 25 seconds left in the half. See if they call a timeout. They won't. Good pressure, though, by Angus. And now Chandler Allen will work at Whitlow. He'll duck in. Whitlow, smooth as silk. Sends it over. Couldn't connect. McConvey, 8 on the game clock. He's going to zip out. It's picked up by Dan Miller. Dan Miller in close. Stop toe by O'Toole. O'Toole, another great save. And time runs out in the first half with the Snipers all over the Riverwolves. 11-1. We'll be back with the third. All set to roll on with third quarter action as the Six Nations Snipers have put together the most impressive 30 minutes they have this entire season and lead the Paris Riverwolves 11-1 the score here. Off the draw, Andrew Vradenberg has it taken away from him by Marley Angus. Angus now puts on the Jets, wrong side, goes to the far side, stopped by Dusty Hill. Picked up by Mitch Zulian. Zulian now will scoot over the timeline and give the Snipers their first offensive possession of this third quarter. So we could talk about stats, we could talk about a lot of things right now, but I think the main thing to talk about is potentially if things continue to go as they are headed here with this score, as no reset on the clock, battle now, Zulian, and he just shoots it back down and off the rafters. So good defensive hole by the Riverwolves. And as I was saying, it's more about the playoff picture as it unfolds here. Simonelli scoots around, looking, sends it down, working to Woodland. Woodland now can't find anyone. He'll peel back out to the top, zip it over to Rex. Rex tried to go top corner, wide of the mark. Durston bails him out. No reset, 10 on the shot clock. Simonelli shot stopped by Dusty Hill. So Vern Hill's going to have to pick that up and move it. They're going to have to hurry. Jordan Mike, pass, dangerous. and works it to Hess. Hess tied up by Gillis. Battle in there. Brown's in there and Mike's in there. Mike will work it to Hess. Hess will bounce off a couple, swim through two. Still wrapped up there. And Hess does a great job to regain control, but then gives it away to Q. Q, high stepping. Q, bouncer stopped by Dusty Bottles. Oh boy, a finer goaltending performance we have not seen so far, and Dusty Hill putting together something special here. Angus gets the step, goes by defender, and pockets one. So Marley Angus finally wrecks the role of the Snipers, and it's an 11-2 game. Of course, Marley Angus just has only played a handful of games for the Riverwolves, so certainly important for him to come in and sort of reestablish what he brings to the table for Jamie Dubrick and company. So the way So if this were to hold here as Hansor off the draw, working a Q. Q, quick shot, bouncer. So back-to-back goals from the Riverwolves as they show a pulse here. Now it's 11-3 game. Q, similar scenario with only a handful of games in the lineup. Of course, those two guys bouncing up and down between the NLL and the ALL. And Q there on the board for the first time in this game, and for the first time back-to-back goals by the Riverwolves. And we're under 13 minutes, and Q now with a chance here. Q to the bounce again, Dusty Hill the save, and Negro. As Q, relentless, all over him, takes that away, but it's going to be Chandler Allen flipping off the boards, but it's scooped up by Angus. So Paris has come out a little fired up here in the third. Angus, Q, stop point blank by Dusty Hill. So a couple good chances right off the bat for the Riverwolves as they strike twice. And now it's going to be moved up by Argent. Despite everything offensively, Whitlow, great ducking. Whitlow! Silky smooth Whitlow. Great fakes, beauty finish. And it's 12-3. So Whitlow with his second goal of the game. He's got 16 this season. And a big answer by the Snipers as the Riverwolves with a 2-goal spurt. And the answer by the Snipers off the draw, Sugihara. He's going to roll into his end, change directions, and then roll into the offensive end. Agus all over him. Dump off. Radenberg, great job to haul that in. He'll circle the net, kick it right back out to Whitlow. Whitlow will settle it down, and Danton Miller now. Filtering out late is Josh Hill. Sends it over to Thunder. And too much going on in that dotted half circle, and Newbro will pick it up and scoot over the offensive line. Newbro. Good transition defense by the Snipers. Dawson. He'll swing it around. Him and Lemaire will work it. Thurston, he'll tee that up. Never shy. And that almost rolled through. So almost another trickler. And Dusty Hill, though, puts the kibosh on that. And now it's Zulian. Brett Longboat. He's going to tuck that in tight and make you take it. Gets it over. Zulian swinging around. Working it to Josh Miller. And Miller unloads with the underhand. And give Josh Miller his third of the game as he has put together a fine performance here. 13-3, back to a 10-goal lead for the Snipers. So the Snipers doing just what they need to do here to keep this game where they want it. Off the draw, Sugihara. If you're Paris, you got to get ready for the defending champion Toronto Monarchs next weekend, Sunday, right here at the ILA. That's going to be a 2 p.m. do or die game. Q reaches back. Q! The goal. Great job by Alex Q in transition, as that's what he does best. And he picks up his second of the game, second of the quarter. And it's 13-4. So you can see what the Riverwolves bring to the table on a regular basis. If you throw Mitch Gustafson in the lineup, add their leading scorer Luke Robinson into that lineup. Cole Spear not here as well. Ryan Pavic missing. Luke Van Scheppen and Mike Melenchenko, valuable pieces. Angus picks it up, tried to go 5-hole. Dusty got just enough of it to send it wide, and now Mike McLaughlin will move it up. 10.5 minutes to go here, third quarter. Whitlow kicks it out. Dan Miller tried to take something off. Whitlow looking for it. Josh Miller's going to get it. No reset, 10 on the shot clock. Longboat looking over, that shot right on, as a good save as O'Toole gathers the rebound. And a quick outlet pass will send away Lemaire. Eric Lemaire sizing up. Stotts on him. Lemaire, good hesitation, goes by Stotts, and looks like we're going to have ourselves a penalty, and that's going to be a holding call, and it's going to go to Travis Stotts. And for just the second time in this game, looks like the Riverwolves will go to a power play. Only been 2 penalties in this game total, this one being the third. So a very well-played game by both teams as far as discipline goes. You look at the scoreboard, it looks very lopsided, but it's lopsided because Dusty Hill came in here and wasn't about to allow much to happen as far as finding the back of the net, and he continues to do that. Inside, Durston! And on cue, the Riverwolves pocket a power play marker and close the gap now to 13-5. Just a good job of working. You like the fact that Paris didn't take all day, giving everyone a touch twice and slowing things down. They saw an opening and went right at it. And the way Dusty Hill's been playing, that's the way you have to approach it. So just over 9.5 minutes to play here in the third. If you're the Snipers, you want to get this game and you want to hang on as Sugihara goes down and close to being a legal cross-check, gets the Q. Q with a man. Q let that one go wide of the mark. And Hanser trying to track it down. Good job by Arjun, as they're going to give possession there, but they didn't see Hanser actually had Arjun's stick locked under his arm. And now Tyler Brown. Angus. Dipsy Doodle, Wittich on him. Runs into another. Zulian, he's going to work him. Speed on speed. Angus gives it up. Tyler Brown looking inside. Campbell couldn't handle it. Dusty Hill does, and he'll send away Bradenburg. Bradenburg now will slow it up. He's got Chayton King with him. Bradenburg lets it go, and it sneaks in. Give Dusty Hill the assist. Andrew Bradenburg the goal, and the Snipers a 14-5 lead. First of the game for Andrew Bradenburg, who's chipped in with 9 this season. So I keep wanting to give you the playoff picture, but every time that looks like it's been solidified almost. The Riverwolves step to the plate and deliver. Hess, quick pass up to Mike. Mike now will stop. Scott Vern Hill up the middle. Can't see him, but instead elects to go to Thunder. And Thunder now will swing it back. Whitlow. Work at the top. Wes Whitlow bounces off one, gets a screen, shrugs one, lets it go. That one off a defender, doesn't get through. Scoops it up. Backhand try, Whitlow. Bullet. That one stopped, though, right there through the crease. Will give Paris the ball back, but a good save by O'Toole on an outstanding backhand try by Wes Whitlow. Kyle Dawson been quiet here in this game, and He'll work it over, as has Curtis Woodland. Woodland trying to turn the corner. Wittich on him. He'll throw that away. Dawson picked it up, tried a quick backhand try. Nothing doing there, 10 on the shot clock. Dawson picks it up. 2 hands on by Simonelli. And now Negro's going to try to advance that ball and give the Snipers an opportunity here. He'll pull up short. Longboat. Danton Miller looking inside, knocked down. Malcolm Ford. Malcolm Ford going to put the Jets on. Malcolm Ford with a chance. Malcolm Ford stopped though by Dusty Hill. Good effort by Malcolm Ford, usually a defender. This time playing some offense, got a chance there, but Dusty Buckets up to the task. That pass knocked down. Ford this time will gobble it up, and I'm not quite sure he's interested in going for another run as he'll peel off. Job well done. Lemaire looking for Brown. Lemaire will get that one back. Knocked down as Oakley Thomas stiff arms him off that loose ball. Still loose. Angus. He'll go into the boards, kick it out to Lemaire. Great work by the Riverwolves. Rex dodges one. Rex lets it go. Stopped by Dusty Hill. And that will take us to our officials' timeout and give us a chance to thank some of our sponsors. Belco Construction, Classics to Customs Auto Body, Little Buffalo Gas, Guaranteed Glass and Tint, Nitro 54 Racing, Aero Express Sports, Audible Difference, Wellings Auto Service, and of course, my man at Hills Custom Coffins. You are allowed to come and visit, but you cannot stay. We'll take a quick break. Here as the Snipers will inbounds, and it'll be Mitch Zulian to work. Jump starts the offense now, and it's Thunder Hill. Ross Hill with an opening. That shot right on. Save made by O'Toole. Q now is going to pick it up. He's going to look to work it up, and a couple quick passes knocked down by another thief in the family, Thunder Hill. He'll zip it across. Ross Hill, his shot wide. Josh Miller wide of the mark. And Thunder's going to try to fish that out again. Runs into Brown. Brown now gets it to Newbro. Newbro is going to hightail it over the timeline. And now a chance. Newbro lets it go off the post. And down the other way, Vern Hill read that like a novel. And he takes a quick shot on the way, and it'll go back the other way with the Riverwolves. Q will set it up. Mike on him. Gets some help from Allen. Q not able to turn that corner. Puts on the brakes, take it into the boards. And it does take 2 to take out Q, and he still has it. Q still going for a run. Flips it back out. Big Andy Campbell for a long run. The big man had to go get it. Size it up. Flips it into the corner. A good decision on his part. And they'll just leave it there. So a good job by Andy Campbell, and now Wittich. Wittich had a notion, almost decided he was going to try to take Lemaire on the one step. Quick pass, brother to brother, and a great save made by O'Toole. That pass, though, given right back. Danton Miller moves it up quick. Danton Miller look for the give and go. That's gone and went. Good defense there. And Thunder Hill had no intention of forcing anything in. Chayton King, we're under 5 minutes to go, third quarter. The King, tough angle, short side, there was none. Marley Angus now will counter the other way for the Riverwolves. Good fake over the timeline now. Numbers here for Paris. Angus just over the net, and he looked like he had Dusty Hill beat, but Sugihara, master of the scoop, all over it, and now Vradenberg. 2-on-2, no numbers. He'll stop, drop, and set up shop with 4.5 to go. Argent, he's got Ford on him. You're going to look to shovel that off quick. Good idea there, and moved over now to Ross Hill. Up the middle, top corner, Ross Hill. Bringing it home right there. 15-5 Snipers. Ross with his second of the game, and You know, number 97, Vern Hill, always been one of my favorite players, but he's got two brothers now that have rolled in. Don't worry, Vern, you're still my favorite, but I tell you, the Thunder and Ross, they are a hot second and third, easy as they bring it to the table here. Snipers now looking to control again off the draw, Sugihara, so that's going to be invaluable. You look at the Snipers, so we know that it'll be Toronto against Paris next weekend. That will be more like a semifinal game than a quarterfinal, and that's given away. Newbro. Thunderhill going to try to chase him down. Newbro goes far side, wide of the mark. Allen's going to counter the other way, so a long run for Thunderhill. He'll head to the bench. Whitlow will slide on, take that pass, work his way in the middle. Whitlow dumps off. Whitlow, and you saw that. A good try there by, looks like Ross Hill to tiptoe, and now McConvey. He'll put on the brakes. Josh Rex looking across. Dawson, great save, Dusty Hill. So like I was saying, that Toronto-Paris matchup, big for a quarterfinal game. If you look at the Snipers now, who do they match up better against, the Brampton Express or the Oshawa Outlaws? And if you look at a transition game and overall speed, you got to figure that the Snipers will match up better against the Outlaws. A win here will set that stage and set that matchup up for early Saturday. Friday would mean that it would be the Peterborough Timbermen at Brampton Memorial, and we're going to have another penalty here, an illegal cross-checking call and a late hit. So looks like it is going to the Riverwolves, and that's the case. Curtis Hall, guilty party. Snipers with their second power play opportunity of the game. So it's been a very clean game, lots of flow, great goaltending, and outstanding goal scoring. So the power play to work now for the Snipers with Argent, the quarterback. He'll work it. Whitlow, swing around. Thunder moving it to Longboat. Longboat, quick kick out. That shot by Josh Miller right on. Fished out, though, by Whitlow. Great job there, and a great scoop up, one-handed by Argent. No one does it better than he does. Longboat sizing up that left shooter spot. He'll tee that up, ring it off the post. Good job by Josh Miller to play that carom, although I'm not sure he had much choice. Minute 10 left in the power play. That one knocked down. Thunderhill get it right back, send it over Whitlow. Whitlow puts one in the shortest of short sides. Wes Whitlow doing it again. Third goal of the game for Whitlow, second power play goal for the Snipers. They're 2 for 2 with the man advantage, so they take full advantage of that opportunity and now lead 16-5. Off the draw. And a chance now as Vradenberg tried to go downstairs, and O'Toole read that one, and now Q's going to let it bounce and jump in the pocket there, and congratulations to Alex Q for playing some NLL. That one in tight, but Dusty Hill, Woodland stymied, and Wittich now, as we're headed to the final minute and a half here in this third quarter. Down low, quick pass, and you saw as Ross Hill tried to pop another one quickly in that corner, and now Malcolm Ford. Ford's been all over the carpet here in this game, legging it. Argent harassing him, and finally gives way to Brown, now Angus. Agus zips it across to no one but the boards. Tyler Brown, that one stop. Rebound, Woodland, and Woodland creased the call, but Dusty Hill was having none of it anyway. Final minute now, third quarter. Mike McLaughlin. Good hesitation as staying right with them. Good defensive work there as Thunderhill now will survey and zip it across on the skip. That shot right on, and good job by O'Toole to keep it in front of him. And he'll loft one up, and Lemaire under it. 30 seconds to go here. Lemaire puts on the brakes, curls back out. Look inside. Woodland ducks in. Woodland, what a save. And I think it may have been part Dusty Hill, part crossbar. But either way, ball loose. Simonelli getting worked over by Burnhill. Sugihara comes away with it. 5 seconds left in the quarter. And Sugihara be best to just keep it there. And he does. The Snipers, 16-5 with the lead here as we will be back with the fourth quarter. Locked and loaded for the final 15 here at the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena. Lance Wynn alongside JVI Productions. As always, as we wrap up the Arenalacrosseleague regular season with the finale between the Snipers and the Riverwolves. And right off that opening faceoff, tough pass leads to a turnover, and Paris now will regroup, trailing 16-5 here. And I can't imagine that Jamie Dubrick, Chris Driscoll will be overly worried about the outcome of this game, as it plays no bearing in their preparation for next week's matchup against the defending champs in the quarterfinal. I think what Six Nations would like to do is hold on here and set up a playoff game Saturday afternoon against Oshawa in Oshawa, as opposed to playing Friday night against a red-hot Brampton Express team. And through the crease by Whitlow, we'll give it right back to Paris. Q now on the move. Back door, and again, Rex took his eye off that ball. Lemaire does a good job to knock it in the corner. That allows Q to pick it up. Q, he'll circle around, Stotts on him. Q ducks back in and couldn't get a good enough bounce shot off. And Stotts, though, good swim move there, and he looks to move it up to Hess. So good hustle by the Snipers, and you figure if you're Darcy Palace and company, you're not playing keep away, but you're playing very deliberate, and you're utilizing the clock. Clock is in your favor, so there's no need to rush. Take it deep in the count, take good shots, and take advantage of whatever the defense gives you. Longboat lets it go. That was a reset, and I thought it had caught a piece, but it looks like Mark Sands is going to call a penalty. Looks like it's going to be too many on the floor, and it's going to go to the Paris Riverwolves. So Dusty Hill had to make a long run. Too many on the floor, as I keep waiting for someone to get in the box for Paris, and they will. They'll send Q out on defense, and so for just the third time in this game, the Snipers will go to work with a man advantage. They're 2 for 2 here, and this is what I talk about taking advantage. You work some clock, look for a good shot. You don't rush anything. Argent at the top. They'll work the interchange. Josh Miller out there with Whitlow on the right side. Longboat. Longboat, sidearm, far corner. Brett Longboat looking awfully good with his third of the game. Just what we talked about as far as being disciplined, waiting for a good shot opportunity, and you saw Longboat size that right up. Good accuracy, and if you've seen Longboat in action, you know the one thing he can do, and that's shoot the ball. And he can do that well, and you saw there, sometimes it's a bullet, sometimes he takes a little off, but the accuracy still normally relevantly the same. Off the draw, Sugihara had it pop out. Hanser's going to battle for it. Vradenberg tried to scoop. Instead, it's Wittich, and Wittich will split two, put on the brakes, and Vradenberg will set it up on the half board. So Snipers doing a good job of controlling possession here. And what's even more impressive is the fact that they're 3 for 3 in the power play. And the King has returned. So Chayton King was an early scratch but a late show up. And he picks up his first of the game. He's got 21 goals this season. And with 12:50 to go, the Snipers in cruise control, and I assure you that is the first time this season I have said the Snipers are in cruise control. Sugihara. And it's scooped up by Lemaire. Dawson will swing it around. Simonelli, he's been quiet on that right side for Paris today. A dunk attempt and rebound. Q picks it up, but laying in the crease was Lemaire. So Dusty Hill will waste no time and get it out to Sugihara. Sugihara, as you can see, equally skilled with both hands as he'll work it, and a tough pass to Thunderhill, who also equally good at both hands. Whitlow, another ambidextrous. Whitlow looking down over, gets it to Thunder. Thunder kick out. Josh Miller, wrong stick side. Right on, stopped by O'Toole. O'Toole looking, thought he had Agus, but Agus wasn't open. And a good job now by Brown to leg it over the timeline. Brown, hesitation, wrong stick side. He put too much bounce on that ounce, and that's into the screen. Possession will head the other direction. Miller. I got to be a little more specific. Saying Miller or Hill doesn't really do a whole lot, does it? Miller on the run, Chayton King. 88 one more time as he again rolls it up the short side of the pad to pick up his second of the game. So anything that hadn't worked for the Six Nations Snipers in the first 6 games of the season is officially working here now as we wrap up the regular 14 and head into the postseason. And I think if you're Coach Powless, that's exactly what you want. If you're Coach Dubrick, you certainly don't like the fact that your team's heading in, riding a bit of a skid. But at the same time, they have had to deal with injuries and guys missing due to other reasons, and that has certainly been a factor, so they'll have it all ready next week. Convey looking over to Q. Q steps in, angle, stopped by Dusty Hill. Oh, Dusty Hill has been stingy today. He sure has a great bounce pass. No look, Arjun had Whitlow, and Whitlow through the crease, so a no-look to a no-looker, and both those two specialize in those type of passes, so one to the other. Woodland now. Tyler Brown zips it across, looking for Rex. That will go awry. Find no one. Oakley Thomas with the scoop and go, and he'll work it up into the offensive end. Back door. They'll curl back out. Thunderhill will set it up as we inch toward the 10-minute mark here, fourth quarter. That one gets knocked down, but good bailout there as Josh Miller to the rescue. Ross Hill will swing it over. Thunder goes over the top, steered aside by O'Toole. Rebound picked up, and a fresh 30 now for the Snipers. Thomas inside. Ross Hill shot right upstairs. Easy save by O'Toole and an outlet pass. Looking ahead, and he finds Woodland. Woodland has Lemaire with him. Woodland duck in, go to the bounce. Tried to use the defender as a screen, gets his own rebound. Looking to hockey it in, but Dusty Hill controlling his house like he has all game, gets it ahead to McLaughlin. McLaughlin in no hurry. None of the Snipers should be in any kind of hurry right now as they'll work it now, and it's Arjun inside. Longboat had 2 cracks at it. Ross Hill picks it up. 8 on the shot clock, looking for Thunder. Thunder's going to curl, peel, try to get a shot on net. Thunder Hill works it in. I don't know how he got that in. Thunder Hill wearing the 66. Getting the job done again. Thunderhill with his second of the game, and as I look here on the score sheet, I see Ross Hill with 2, Thunderhill with 2, and Vern Hill still looking for his first. So Vern, I don't want to call you out because you know how I like you. Vern Hill, you just keep doing what you're doing, sir. Your team is rolling, and that's all that matters. Simonelli. He'll curl around, look for an opening, dump it off into Q. Q point blank again, stopped by Hill. And Alex Q has been a force first game back after missing 3. And he certainly looks sharp. Sugihara puts on the brakes. And Danton Miller now filters out late. He'll wait. And dump it back out to the top. They'll set it up with Vradenberg. 8.5 minutes to go. That one's picked off, and now it's going to be Brown on the run. Brown. I tell you, Brown tried to slide it. Dusty Hill closed the wickets, and I don't know about you, but I am quite impressed with Brown. He didn't look like he was moving very fast, but he sure got down that floor in a hurry, and boy, oh boy, as just finished talking about the Hill brothers as they roll on past next generation. Looking good and looking forward to seeing him out on the carpet sometime, somewhere, as Whitlow adds to his total. 4 in the game for Wes Whitlow again, putting together back-to-back outstanding performances is Whitlow. And it looks like we're going to have a goaltending change. So Dusty Hill is done for the day. He has earned his right to work that back door, and in comes Axon Jackson Longboat to take over between the pipes. So a job well done by Dusty Bottles as he allows 5 goals, and that's it in this game. Zulian now, like Gumby, he'll bounce off a couple, roll, bend, twist, but won't break, and he'll get the call on that as 2 hands on gives possession to Six Nations. So a fine performance for the Snipers here as they wrap up the regular season on another winning note. Came in, of course, having won back-to-back games for the first time. This will be their 3rd, and looking inside as Ross Hill just off the crossbar. So it's certainly going to make things interesting come playoff time. It'll be good to see all the rosters will be at their strongest and deepest, and be interesting to see how things shake down. Again, like I alluded to before, there has not been a repeat champion in the Arenalacrosseleague yet. That, with 7:13 to go, will take us to our final officials timeout, and we will thank our sponsors one more time, of course, in Belco Construction, Classics to Customs Auto Body, Little Buffalo Gas, Guaranteed Glass and Tint, Nitro 54 Racing, Aero Express Sports, Audible Difference, Wellings Auto Service, and of course, Hills Custom Coffins, because sometimes you got to take it with you. Quick break. We'll be back. Ready to rock and roll after our final officials timeout. 7:13 to play here in this game. Before we leave, of course, we'll set the playoff picture for you, as this, of course, the final regular season game of the season for both these teams. Andy Campbell, I like that shovel, big man. So Andy Campbell's come on strong in the last 3 games for the Riverwolves, and that right there is a beauty goal. And not only do you have to have the strength to be able to work that stick one-handed, but to get enough zip on it to beat Jackson Longboat, that takes some skill as well. Campbell's second of the game gives him 16 goals in the season. Off the draw, Sugihara tied up, still gets it off. Stotts will bail him out and work it around, and it's Whitlow. So no need to be in any kind of hurry here for the Snipers. Oakley Thomas switch hands. He tries the shovel. No offense, Oakley Thomas. Didn't quite work out the way that one did. Whitlow ducks in. Whitlow double pump off the crossbar. I like the hang time, Wes. Just came up a bit short with the iron. Angus. Looking inside, and it's the Prince who has finally showed his face here. Beauty goal on the run for Davis Prince. His first of the game, 15th of the season. So if you are the coaches from either team, you are now don't want any injuries, no suspensions, nothing dumb. You've got pretty much the playoff matchups will be set. And if you're Paris, you got to be ready for a big one against the defending champs. If you're the Snipers, you're looking to head into Oshawa to take on the Outlaws and try to knock off and pull off an upset there. Zulian peels out. Argent lets that one go, and Alex Q played netminder. And I tell you, Whitlow picked that up, flipped it back out, and you can bet Q didn't plan that. Chayton King bouncer stopped, as you see back in the game, is Chase Cosgrove. And now Angus does a good job to avoid a check down 3-on-1. Riverwolves. Angus, and he's stopped by Longboat. Wittich now, quick pass up to Vern Hill. Vern Hill has Longboat on the back door, finds the big man. Longboat sidearm stopped, almost tipped in by Hill. Crease call there, and Q now has recovered from that block shot. Quick pass, Simonelli. Simonelli up down, but ran out of room, and some great defense there. Chandler Allen chased him out. Woodland managed to pick up that loose ball. He'll circle back, get it to Tyler Brown, zip it behind the net. Simonelli tried to dunk. That was closed off by Action Jackson, and now possession will belong to the Snipers with just over 5 minutes to play. So the Snipers have picked a fine time to play their best lacrosse here towards the end of the season. And that hidden ball trick certainly didn't work out there, as the bouncer from Brown. So Dawson Brown has been outstanding in this game, quietly I might add, as his speed there. But you might have to give Thunderhill the assist on that one there, as that hidden ball trick, there just nothing was hidden there. And unfortunately it was a turnover and capitalized by the Riverwolves. 21-8 the score here, as we are just under the 5-minute mark. Bradenburg. So it's clear to say Sugihara has been dominant in that circle. That'll be an interesting matchup next weekend in Oshawa. Whitlow ducks in. Whitlow to the backhand, but I think Agus got in the way of that, as Whitlow plays a short hop beautifully, comes around, fakes underhand, kick over. Danton Miller thought about it. Bradenburg inside, backhand try, Argent wide, and Argent again. Argent will duck in. Argent airborne, and inside the glove. Cosgrove with the save now, and Marley Angus will move it over the timeline. So when we open up our playoffs, we will give you the final stats, of course, the scoring title, as well as league MVP, so on, top netminder, and everything else that goes along with it, as we're going to have an illegal cross-checking penalty. So a late penalty, and it looks like it's going to go to Mitch Zulian. So Zulian for an illegal cross-check will give the Riverwolves just their third power play this game. They're 1 for 2 in what has been a very well-played game as far as flow goes. Woodland at the top, working with the Prince. And big Andy Campbell, twister from way out, and that looked like it may have crossed the line, but it teetered, but never went over. Vern Hill doing a number count, but waiting for some help, as there's going to be no need for Scott to really be too overly aggressive at this stage of the game. They'll look to just burn this clock. Whitlow with 6 on the shot clock. I think if you're Whitlow, you just turn and let that go, and that's exactly what he did. Paris now with 1:15 to go in a power play. This, of course, being the 7th season of the Arenalacrosseleague, and I'll take a second to thank all those viewers out there. Simonelli feeling it with that underhand. That was a beauty. Just his first of the game as he's tried a number of different things. The underhand finally works. I think we want to, on behalf of the Arena Lacrosse League, certainly thank all our viewers out there for tuning in and all your feedback and even your criticism. Sometimes I go on a little bit too much, so thank you for that, and thank you for your dedication. I can certainly speak for the mums and dads that show up to the rink each and every time that I am lucky enough to converse with. Thank you for that this season. And, of course, and always, a thank you. Not to Chandler Allen for that nice goal, but to these players that come out each and every week, give it their all no matter what the lineup is, whether they're short, whether they have a goaltender, whatever their struggles are, these guys bring it. They bring it 2 hours prior to game time. They prep, and they come out and play hard. That's all you can ask for anyone a part of the league. So thank the players. Thank you guys for what you guys do. Looking forward to the playoffs. Under 3 minutes to go here as Newbro scoops that up. Angus. Simonelli looking behind the net. Durston, he'll fake that and backhand pass looking for the return of Simonelli. Sugihara, he's got it like always. Rolls off cue neatly. And Hess, under 2.5. Longboat. Longboat will pick the corner. So Brett Longboat has put together his finest game of the season. He's got 4. Whitlow also has 4. Josh Miller 3, just to give you an idea of the way the tally has worked for the Snipers. Alex Q has been a force for the Riverwolves here. And off the draw, Whitlow's going to try to knock it to McLaughlin. Angus intercepts, and it'll be Newbro. Newbro has a man. Lemaire, top corner. So perfect execution, and if you're Jamie Dubrick, you're saying, well, you probably could have done that in the first quarter, but either way, they'll take it now in preparation for next week's game. Lemaire with his second goal of the season, and no knock on him. Of course, Lemaire out there, and he does a whole lot of the cleanup stuff. 2:11 to play here in the regular season as off the draw. This time Oakley Thomas zipped it up to Whitlow. Whitlow going to scoop that behind the net and look back to Thomas. Thomas tried to flip it back to Whitlow. That's close to a back in, but no possession. And at this stage of the game, we'll roll on, fellas, roll on. So it will be academic from here as it looks like things are going to stand the way they are. Davis Prince, he'll peel out. Agus, quick shot. That one steered aside. And Jordan Mike, good one-handed grab. He'll move it up. Jordan Mike with his first goal of the season here today. And it was a beauty, I might add. So congrats to him. And they'll work at the Stotts. Hill right off the melon. So just to recap quickly, winners for the final regular season here in the Arena Lacrosse League. Whitby, winners over Brampton Friday. Then yesterday, Ohsweken beat Peterborough. Toronto beat Oshawa. And now here today, it looks like the Snipers will knock off the Riverwolves. So that, of course, will set the stage as we're into the final 35 seconds. And just so that you know, first playoff game, Friday, March 22nd, 8 p.m. at Brampton Memorial Arena. We'll see the Peterborough Timbermen take on the Brampton Express. Saturday, it'll be a doubleheader from Children's Arena. 1 p.m. It'll be these Six Nations Snipers up against the home side Oshawa Outlaws. 5 o'clock to follow that, the Ohsweken Bears and the top seed Whitby Steelhawks. And then on Sunday, right back here at the ILA quarterfinal between the defending champion Toronto Monarchs and these Paris Riverwolves, as the Riverwolves close in on double digits with 9 seconds to go, 23-11 the score here. And as we thank the players, of course, we always have to thank all our Arena Lacrosse League coaches. And I'll tell you, if you knew what they got paid, which is nothing, you would say, boy, these guys sure are committed based on that, and that will wind things up. Regular season, Arena Lacrosse League in the books. We will kick off the playoffs next Friday. On behalf of JVI Productions, I'm Lance Wynn. We look forward to seeing you for this year's 2024 playoffs set for next week. We'll see you next time.